These are rare photographs from history, presented with context and accuracy. To see more historical photos, you can subscribe to our channel. 75-year-old Mary Parish lights a cigarette for her 101-year-old mother, Mary Ann Parish, Walworth, London, 1946. A 14-year-old girl getting her hair straightened with an iron before a night out with friends, 1964. A British soldier shares a moment with a cat in the snow, France, 1917. A group of kids gathered around Santa in a Michigan living room in the 1950s. A merchant being pushed in a wheelbarrow down a street in Shanghai, China, 1938. A migrant mother of 5 from Oklahoma who found work picking cotton in Fresno, California, 1936. A West German man boosted up his son to give him a view of the other side of the Berlin Wall. Alfred Hitchcock hanging out with his favorite canine companion, a Sealyham Terrier, 1960s. American film actress Veronica Lake illustrates what can happen to women war workers who wear their hair long while working at their benches in a factory somewhere in America, November 1943. Arnold Schwarzenegger walking down the street in California with his friend Franco Columbo, late 1970s. Assault guards of the Second Spanish Republic standing in the rubble-laden streets of Barcelona. The guardsman on the right carries a clip of ammunition for a Hotchkiss machine gun tucked in his belt, 1936. Aviator Harriet Quimby, Queen of the Air, first woman to fly the English Channel, England, April 1912. Benito Mussolini enjoying some winter recreation in Monte Terminiglio, Italy, 1937. Better death than the life of a slave, an inscription on a Czechoslovak train during the Russian Civil War, 1918. Biplane with a German horseman, Berlin Johannisthal, 1910. The pilot is Paul Engelhard, who died in a plane crash the following year, in 1911. Boys reading on Rue des Abbesses, Paris, 1951. British mortars in action during the fighting for Meiktila in Burma, February 1945. Children playing a game on the Xerox Alto, the first personal computer with a graphical user interface, 1973. CIA pilot Alan Lawrence Pope on the left during his trial in Jakarta, December 1959. Cuban leader Fidel Castro waves a North Vietnamese Army Battalion flag alongside North Vietnamese soldiers at the South Vietnamese province of Quang Tri, which was captured by North Vietnam in 1972. Deaf-blind author and activist Helen Keller meets President Eisenhower, 1953. Egyptian women during the Egyptian Revolution against British colonialism, 1919. Flower Market in Union Square, New York City, 1905. German prisoners of war captured by American airborne forces in the Ruhr Pocket, 1945. German prisoners of war are marched through the streets of Moscow, Russia, July 1944. German soldiers surrendering on the Italian front, 1944. Group photo of Lieutenant General Calixto Garcia and his staff, 1895. Hoovervilles, the place where people who had lost everything during the Great Depression lived, early 1930s. Hungarians raise a flag atop a Soviet tank in front of Parliament during the failed Hungarian Revolution, Budapest, Hungary, October 1956. Ibolya Chak, a Hungarian Jew who won the gold medal at the women's high jump in the 1936 Summer Olympics in Berlin, Nazi Germany. Japanese police gathering around the spot where a Korean independence activist had thrown a grenade at Emperor Hirohito, January 1932. John Robb, a Nazi who saved over 200,000 Nanjing residents after being shocked by Imperial Japan's brutal takeover. Kiowa James Mooney, portrait of Kiowa girl wearing buckskin dress with cowrie shells, 1892. Left-hand amputee soldier of the Spanish Republican Army aiming a Steyr Mannlicher rifle, 1936. London Tube Station being used as a bomb shelter during Nazi bombings in the UK, 1940. Lyndon B. Johnson visiting Eisenhower at Walter Reed after Ike's 7th heart attack in 1968. Mother and her children on a fire escape at 59 Norfolk Street, New York. In the dreadful heat of a New York summer, sleeping on the fire escape might be the only way to catch a breeze, 1927. Mugshot of an Australian opium dealer, 1925. They were allowed to pose as pleased. Official portrait of Admiral Isaac Rojas as Provisional Vice President of Argentina, 1955. Palestinian women and children transferring water, Ain Karem village, 1944. Patient undergoing treatment for mental illness, Germany, 1890. Pearl Harbor a month prior to the attack on Pearl Harbor, with Ford Island visible in the center, Hawaii, October 1941. Polio ward with children in iron lung ventilators 2 years before the Salk vaccine was approved, Downey, California, 1953. Spanish Republican troops marching in a training camp located in Cataluna. They wield old Remington rifles, March 1937. Students seated at wooden benches working on their lessons while the teacher stood in the background with an open book and a ruler that definitely wasn't meant for measuring. Claiborne County, Tennessee, 1940. Suspected Viet Cong officer Nguyen Van Lem being escorted by South Vietnamese soldiers just moments before his infamous execution, which was caught on camera. Sydney Harbour Bridge Opening Day, Australia, 1932. Talwinder Singh Palmer, mastermind of Air India 182 bombing and attempted bombing of Air India 301 and 112, exiting court with his lawyer, 1986. The Empire State Building, photographed in 1934. The first man to walk on the moon, Neil Armstrong, with the first woman to fly in space, Valentina Tereshkova, in Star City, Moscow, 1970. The owner of the bar posing with a rifle in Idaho, late 1800s. The railroad car prepared for Abraham Lincoln's casket, 1865. It had previously been used for his son, Willie, 1862. The Reichstag on fire, Berlin, February 1933. The three men who the Soviet government considered to be responsible for the Chernobyl disaster, July 1987. The young son of a migrant worker sits on the dirt floor of their tent home in Harlingen, Texas, 1939, playing with a yo-yo as the family's few belongings crowd the space around him. This is how many pearls Macy's salesgirl, Janet Sturer, sells to holiday shoppers in one day, 1948. US soldiers on Normandy Beach, June 1944. Woman posing with an early General Electric car charging station, 1912. Women workers groom lines of transparent noses for the attack bombers at Douglas Aircraft in Santa Monica, California, 1940. Workers at Linwood watch as the first new Chrysler Sunbeam car rolls off the production line, August 1977. "12-year-old Mohammed al-Dura being shielded by his father on the Gaza Strip in 2000. Wright brothers photographed in 1908.